Awesome. Howdy, folks. Thank you all for joining or tuning in or watching after the fact, whatever you happen to be doing. This is the winners webinar for our Bringing Ideas to Reality contest. I know I'm somewhat chipper for most all of these, but I think this theme is one of my personal favorites. I think it's really amazing to have the community providing feedback and ideas and things to improve the product, and then actually getting the chance to bring those to reality and implement those. We had 14 awesome submissions, and we're going to go over the winners. And some folks are here with us now, and some folks will be sending in videos, but we'll have our winners actually chat about their submissions. Yeah, so I'll quit talking pretty soon, but we have a few folks here. Raj, any thoughts before we kick it off?
No, it was really fun taking a look at all these. Some of the areas we are working in slowly in product, maybe not fast enough for some. So it's nice to see the community moving early and faster and testing out the market. We're hoping to release some Open API version 3 support very soon. The smaller iris size has been a long-standing sort of topic of interest internally. It's never actually materialized into a product release because there's lots of bureaucratic questions with doing it, in a supported official way. So it's nice that we were able to work out a way to allow a community miniature iris be released for people to play with.
Yeah, totally. I totally agree. With that, I'm going to go ahead and maybe just preview here on the screen so that folks who are not as familiar with the rankings with the submissions as we are can see what we have. So first place, we have the Iris Image Reducer, Dmitry Maslenikov. This is what Raj was alluding to with the smaller iris size. Dmitry is first place here, also in third place. So I'll just go ahead and address that now with the SQL Lancer Iris, which is tough for me to say, probably easier for everybody else. These apps were very, very cool. The Iris Image Reducer, like Raj said, this is something that has been bounced around internally. How do we actually make the size much smaller with preserving various pieces of functionality? And what I think is really cool about Dmitry's project here is that it really tests the limits of how much you can tinker and experiment and remove without breaking stuff. And I think it's a great exercise for folks, both internally and externally, to kind of see what's going on there. Next up, second place, we have José here, who's going to do more of the talking than I am to address the second place winner, which is the IrisOASTestGen app. José, I'll go ahead and stop sharing my screen and you can take it away.
Okay, thank you. So first time using this platform, so let me.
Yeah, hopefully goes off without a hitch.
Okay. Yeah. So I think it's okay. Are you seeing screen?
We can see it, yeah.
All right. So me and my team, Henry and Henrique, decide to follow an idea from Evgeny about adding a new piece in the support for Open API in Iris, which is currently you can create the server-side code from the Open API, and his idea was adding a new piece and also provide tests from the Open API specification. So this is why we try to achieve here. So we start with the Open API specification like that. Currently, we support in 2.0 version. It's great to hear from Raj that InterSystems is planning to giving support for the 3.0 version as well. It's mean that we work in the future. Integrate this tool. So as I said, InterSystems already provide the percent rest feature, which you can create the server side from the OpenAPI. And now we're trying to add another piece, which is creating tests from the OpenAPI specification. Here's the architecture of the tool. It is based in OpenAPI generator, which is a Java application. And actually, OpenAPI generator is a parser for OpenAPI. So it generates a model which is consumed by Mustache templates, and it's here where you place your logic to create the code. So basically, our application is custom Mustache templates for generating tests from the OpenAPI using object-script syntax. So here is example from demonstration API called the person API. After running the app, the application will generate a data structure, file structure like this. So you have the API directory where you have one file, which one object script class for each OpenAPI operation. You also have the model directory, similarly to store model from the OpenAPI specification. And also one utility class for managing HTTP calls. So here is a sample of the test scaffold generated. So as you can see, it generated a class standing unit test dot test case. So you have all the callbacks from the test case and one test method for each operation. So here test create person, test delete person, so on. Also a model example here, the example for the person reference in the OpenAPI specification, which is a class that extends register object and JSON adapter. Those properties comes from the OpenAPI specification. And finally, the HTTP utils class, which is basically just one method which support all kinds of input from the OpenAPI specification. So you can send data in path, in query string, headers, forms, and so on. And here is output of after you implement one of the stubs and running the test case. So you got a default output from unit test framework from Iris. Here a quick demo of showing the application running. I will forward something here because it's quite longer. So basically, I'm copying the demo article which I read to the community. So now I'm showing the file created. So all this file that I just showed you. So let me forward here. Now I'm copying a test from the tutorial, pasting here. Now I'm compiling and finally running the let me forward here, running the tests. All right, the whole video is in community, you can check out. And next you have, as I've said, our application is based custom Mustache templates. So you can go further and customize through your own needs. So basically, we have 3 templates. You have to grab those the 3 files, and customize as your needs. In this, all right. The first file is API Mustache, the first template file, which is, as the name suggests, creating the steps for the operations in OpenAPI specification, one for models, and finally for HTTP utils. Actually, you need to customize just the API one, which is we are going to show here. So here instead of just creating a simple stub to each operation, actually I'm iterate over each operation and checking if the operation has a vendor extension which I created just to mark a CRUD operation, and what kind of CRUD operation you are going to expect in that operation. So if the template find a CRUD operation is in the create operation, so it will render this one method for each response, and we can use the operation ID to name the response as well, the response the stat the stats code of the response. And in the body of the test method, you can check if the response of the server is as expected by the specification. Here is an example of the output. So in the test create operation, we have two possible stats code. Actually, two stats code in the contract of the API, which is 201 and 400. And after customize the template, the application generate automatically the test methods. Here is a example of the execution of the test. Now we have one code for each operation, for stats code 201 and stats code 400. And here as well another quick demo. So here I'm going another tutorial also in the developer community, explaining how to use the tool with a custom template. So basically you execute a script that will send your custom template to compile your template with the OpenAPI generator and executing them. So now we have the file create here. You can check it out in the VS Code or any other editor. Here I'm doing a quick change to provide a required property, and now I'm running the tests, and we can see the output of the test here. And that is. Thank you.
Awesome. That looks great, Jose. Thank you for jumping on and showing off the app. I'm a big proponent of the Open API spec in general. So it's awesome to see more automation, making things more efficient, and looking forward to seeing the next project when we give you more work to do by supporting the 3.0. Awesome. Appreciate that. Let's keep
There's
moving
a
along.
little comment from John Murray.
Oh yeah, please.
Did you try the testing manager VS Code extension to run the tests you generate?
Actually, we write a custom VS Code extension, but we didn't try another extension.
Cool. Yeah, definitely an opportunity for some synergy there, potentially. So looking forward to see some collaboration on automated testing support in these extensions. Thank you, John, for jumping into the chat. I will go ahead and share my screen again, just so we can keep moving on down the line for those folks who maybe don't have this pulled up. So thank you, Jose, and credit to the whole team, Henry and Enrique as well. We discussed our third place here, SQL Answer. In fourth place, we have Iris Airflow provider, which is works to connect Apache Airflow with Iris. Some very cool features there by Muhammad Waseem.
Hi all, this is a demo of my application Iris Airflow Provider. So this application leverages Airflow Provider Iris Python package to enable seamless integration between Apache Airflow and the InterSystem Iris. So this is application layout. So I already have the application running. So this application contains 4 DAGs. These DAGs are available in the repo in the DAG folder. So these are the 4 DAGs. So to see the detail, just click on the name of the DAG, and here is the detail. This DAG contains of 3 tasks. First is to create table, insert row, and the select rows. In order to see the details, we need to just click on this checkbox, and here we can see the log of the DAG. So here and the details of the DAG. So here it's using Iris SQL operator, and then these are the other details. And here we can see the code behind. So this is the code using the DAG, and here we are using this Iris SQL operator. It's creating the task ID, and by it's using the default Iris connection. And what it's doing is just creating the table, and then the next is inserting the record in the table. So here, and then we are selecting a record from the table. And here in the logs, we can see it's getting the data from the Iris. So let me go to the Iris here. So here we are using the user namespace, and we're using Airflow's server package. And this is a table we just created by this tag. So only one table is created by inserting to one record. And then again next, the other DAG is Iris ORM demo. So basically what it's doing, the code behind is that it's inserting some synthetic data into Iris. So here we can see the detail of the code, and when I move to the it's already run with this is the detail. When I click on this box and in the logs, I can see the details. So here it's returning the record data because we are reading here, and in the Iris it's created this table ORM sales. So we can just see the details here. So these are the records created by that tag. So same we have this tag is loading the synthetic data in the bulk, and then we have the sensor here, Iris daily sales reporter sensor. So here also, so what's it's doing, it's waiting for the bulk load, and then once it's done, it is creating the summary table and just doing some tasks. So the details are here for this sensor. So it's creating basically this regional summary. If I go here, so here is a table, regional summary. So whenever there is a bulk load, so it will update the records, the sensor. So all the codes are here in the DAG, and so this is our package, Airflow Provider Iris. So on the basically it's using SQL Alchemy Iris in here to connect to the Iris. So all the examples are also available here, and at the last, if currently is using the default connection, but if we want to connect to other Iris instance, so we can just go to the admin, then the connections, and we can create connection here. I already created one connection. So all we have to do is just go to add connection, and here we need to select InterSystem Iris, and here we can put description, the host name, the username, password, and the namespace. And once it's saved, we can use this connection ID in our code to connect to the Iris. Thank you.
Or some other demo
This
here.
is definitely one that I am going to try to play around with on my holidays. Really interested in support for these data pipelining tools, Iris.
Yeah, no, this is huge. Looking through the documentation and some of the demos, Muhammad also included some like example pipelines and example data. And I am always a huge fan of that because it helps get up and running a lot quicker, helps you get a grasp of things. So definitely recommend it. Make sure to save time for eggnog and other holiday activities, Raj, as well. Awesome. So yeah, check out Muhammad's project there and any video or demo recording, as you see here. Next, in fifth place, we have the Interface Explorer by Eric. Eric is on the call here, so I'll go ahead and just kick it over to you, Eric, if you want to talk about the project.
Hey, yeah. All right, let me share here. Let's see. All right. Yeah, so I work in healthcare integration for Advent Health, and we have over 1,000 service processes and operations in our Health Connect environment. And so one of the problems that we've had in the past is being able to query across all of our interfaces to find certain settings or certain connection information. Someone says, hey, what operation is connected to this IP or this port or whatever, going and be able to search for that is kind of the need that this was created for. Unfortunately, this computer I'm on, I don't have Docker installed, so I don't have a live demo, but I can show you some screenshots here of what it's like. So there's really kind of two different views for this application. There's the connections view, which is what's on the screen here. This doesn't really show you all the settings for each interface, but it shows you more of the connection information for like the external connections and the local connections on the services. And then also on the operations, it will show you the local side of the connection and the external side. Got some color coding to kind of show you the status of the connection. So like a green connection means it's established. Red means for whatever reason it's not connected or not established. Things of that nature. You also have the status of the business host itself on the insides here. One of the other things that isn't evident in the default health production view is sometimes it's difficult to tell if there's more than one connection on an interface. So like this all scripts in ORM up here. It's one service with two operations or two connections there. And so that was one of the things that this view allows you to see is all of the connections coming in at a time. Up here in the search bar, you can search for ports, you can search for IPs or settings or what have you. But this is the default connection view of the application. There is another view that's more of setting oriented. So it just lists a table with the interface name and then various settings that you, some default settings, and then also some that you may be searching for. So in this case, I've searched for any interfaces where archive.io equals 1, so where that's set, and it will filter down to just those interfaces that have that setting applied. You can add additional columns, additional settings to the view if you need to using these buttons here. You can also search for more than one setting at a time. So if you want all operations that are enabled or that were enabled is set to 0, you could do a query such as this, and it will perform that for you. But yeah, so that's pretty much it at the moment. Those are the main features that this application has. So
awesome. Yeah, Eric, thank you for sharing and for covering some of the examples here in the screenshots. I'm a very visual person, so having a way to actually see things up on the screen is huge, instead of just trying to remember hundreds of different productions or connections. So that's awesome. Great. So I will go ahead and take over the screen share one more time. And I believe that is everybody we have on the call with us. That's our first through fifth place prizes. So thank you, all the winners, for who are here, for showing off your work and getting to demo some stuff live. It's always really cool to see them in practice, and not just by myself while I'm going through testing and ranking. I'm going to go through the rest of the experts nominations and then also cover our community nominations. So in sixth place, we have the IrisIO utility by Pietro. In seventh place, we have the IrisSystem check by Julian. In eighth place, we have the IrisJSON schema by Joshua. In ninth place, we have the data loader. This is, if I remember correctly, this is VS Code data loader by John Murray. And then in 10th place, we have Iris configuration diagrams by Shizeng, I think. And then in community nominations, so as you all know, this is where you all vote, community votes. This is not what the experts determine. And it's kind of a popularity contest, might have a negative connotation, but I think in this case it's positive. First place community nomination is IrisSystem check by Julian. So congratulations, Julian. In second place is the IrisOASTestGen by José, Henrique. Congratulations to you all. In third place is IrisIO utility by Pietro. In fourth place is the image reducer, Iris image reducer by Dmitry. And then in fifth place is the SQL answer project, also by Dmitry. So a lot of really cool submissions, 14 submissions. Each and every one is worth installing and using in various situations. So definitely recommend checking them out if you have not already. And yeah, thank you all to everybody who participated. Congratulations to all the winners. Any other closing thoughts from anybody here on the call? Yeah, enough said. I agree. So congratulations. Thank you all. And we'll see you at the next contest.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
Thanks all.
thanks.